see someone, they hear someone talk, they have a feeling about that person, and maybe they don't really develop that, but there's kind of a aha experience that happens. That you have to listen to that. The other way one meets a spiritual friend is because of auspicious coincidence, because of certain circumstances brought one to the situation. Auspicious coincidence, Rinpoche says, does not mean simply by chance, not coincidence in that sense. While the meeting with the particular spiritual friend is not because of previous connections, and it is not the spiritual friend who you have worked with, but the fact that one can have this experience at all is because of some degree of previous connection with wholesome dharmic activities. When you come into contact with something that is good, especially towards the experience of awakening one's mind, the ripening of these experiences happens mainly because of two things. One is that one has had some history of conducting one's life or lives in wholesome or virtuous ways, coupled with the aspiration that in all future times, until complete awakening mind is experienced, may we be always able to continue to cultivate such qualities of mind, and may one find the necessary conditions to do so. That's taking the bodhisattva vow. So, in the past, you've taken a bodhisattva vow to be of benefit to beings. That auspicious kind of intention will carry through. And you say, I won't, I'm taking refuge, or I promise to, follow this bodhisattva vow now until enlightenment is reached. Not just for one lifetime. That means until enlightenment is reached. There's a difference. So that is the reason, on the part of the student, that you have the so-called auspicious coincidence. Then on the part of the spiritual friend, the fact that this particular teacher of the Dharma are able to affect benefit in the lives of others is not only because they have cultivated some realization and accumulated some knowledge, but also because of the strength of their aspiration. That is, whatever knowledge and insight and realization they have, may they be able to continually extend them towards the benefit of others. Because of these two situations, meeting together, the auspicious circumstance arises. So it's both the spiritual friend's aspiration and your aspiration, and these two come together in an auspicious way. But you still have to be discriminating, in how you approach the right teacher for yourself and follow your intuition. But maybe that sheds a little bit more light on the subject. That's what Rinpoche has to say. And they should be there for you, as well, not just, and they shouldn't be looking, to make money from you, or they should be there with the honest intent to benefit you. To the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, I'd like to practice a little bit more as well, and so we can kind of do what you would do at home. We'll sit for a little, we'll walk for a little, we'll sit again, and then we'll do a little Tonglen. So this would be like a practice that you would do at home. So you can kind of do that. All right, so with our sitting practice, let's sit a little bit in shamatha, assuming the correct position, all of those 7 points in mind. So we'll sit for about 10 minutes, we'll walk, sit for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then do Tonglen. Okay? So that would be a good sequence for you to do at home. All right. So slowly stand, maintain your awareness and mindfulness. And we're going to form a circle like we did before. Try to keep an equal amount of space between you and the person in front of you. When you begin, you start with the right foot, so put 100% into the left, step out with the right. shift into the right. Pick up the empty left foot. Place the heel down and bend the toe. Shift the weight 100% into the left. Peel up the right heel. Lift the foot. Step. Heel down. Foot down. Shift the weight. And continue. Slow, steady, continuous motion. Focus your awareness in the feet. If your eyes are opened, you can close them now for the Tonglen practice. With the eyes closed, imagine someone close to you, seated on the zafu in front of you. And imagine as you inhale all of the obscurations and negative habitual patterns, pain, suffering, illness, into you. And as you exhale, you send out all loving kindness, compassion, peace, harmony, love, and well-being that immediately transforms them into Buddha. Continue with that visualization, sending and receiving. When you're ready, you can expand that visualization to include family and friends and other loved ones and associates. Those who you feel friendly and love towards, those who you are more neutral towards, those who you might even have some dislike for. All people equally, sending and receiving. Include the entire planet, the universe, the multiverse, the 6 realms of all sentient beings. Sending and receiving. Sending out love, compassion, health, love, vitality, strength, and well-being. Taking in all negative habitual patterns. Pain and suffering. Sending out pure, brilliant white light, imagining them, seeing them in complete Buddhahood. When you've completed your visualization, let it dissolve completely and rest in the natural state of your mind without thought. And then we'd finish the practice with the dedication of merit. We dedicate the merit of our practice for the benefit of all beings and their ultimate enlightenment. So that is a practice that you can continue, on a regular basis. And then gradually, we haven't talked about the Yidam practices. But we have the good fortune, that the Chenrezi and Tara practices are offered. Mahakala is a little unique, but you can certainly sit in on Mahakala. But I would really invite all of you, if you have not done the Chenrezi practice, to do the Chenrezi practice together when it's offered this evening. So that's kind of would fill out the rest of our training. We've been talking about the Hinayana, the Mahayana, the Vajrayana, and as a Vajrayana practice, to chant and to do the creation stages, generation stages, and completion stages, and resting the mind and doing the mantra recitation. Those things that go with the Chenrezi practice would be very, very good to do. So I highly recommend that too. And that is a practice that is done in most centers. So you have an opportunity to experience that. We have a few minutes yet, so we can take a few more questions that may have come up around any issues of this weekend or around your practice just now, so that we can clarify any questions so that you feel comfortable in being able to do this on your own. Yes? Question?
During the walking mindfulness.
Thank you, yes.
I noticed myself having a lot of judgments about how slowly, like how the line was moving more slowly than I wanted to, and I thought I could get more out of the practice for myself if I had broken off. And I spent a good amount of time, well, if I go off, is that willfulness, and will people notice? And so I ultimately ended up trying to do a half smile to sort of accept that I was walking a different pace, but wondering, would it have been okay had I just
Sure, it would
gone
have been
off,
okay.
and what was the benefit of doing it all in a group?
And my hunch is you have a lot of judgments during the day anyway. We get to see judgments come up. So that is not unique to the nature of our mind. And we go through this all the time about, our actions and judgments. Is this okay? Is this not okay? Sure, it would have been fine. And it was going kind of slow. In fact, the first time we did it, I did break off and went around because it was too slow for me. So we have to make those decisions about how we do our practice. But what's more important is how you observed that judgment and how you smiled a little bit, recognized it, and it really doesn't matter if you broke off or didn't. But the awareness, the mindfulness about that was more important, to recognize the judgment and to view it again like clouds in the sky. There's judgment. Neither good nor bad. We just aware, it's just a thought, another thought. So again, hopefully if I have done my job, you will be able to go home, and I encourage you to continue putting into practice the things that we've done, the Shinei practice, mindfulness practice, the Losang practice of sending and receiving, and the dedication of merit. So the Shinei has both the aspects of walking meditation and sitting practice. The sitting practice, as mentioned before with the Losang, or the sending and receiving, does not only have to be on the cushion. It can be done during the day as well. You may have some free time. You're in the car, stopped at a light. You can do that sending and receiving. Again, you're only limited by your own imagination as to, practice really should be 24/7. It's not like, okay, we're practicing when we're on the cushion. We're practicing all the time, cultivating patience, loving kindness, generosity, these kinds of things. And hopefully, this when we're on the cushion, it kind of is a very one-pointed concentration on the specific practice that we're doing. But this will generate, more awareness, more consciousness, more loving kindness and compassion, post-meditation as well. We want the post-meditation practice is no less important than our meditation practice. So we're cultivating these virtues for a reason, and you should be much easier to get along with, much nicer to be around, as you continue your practice. As we say, this makes life easier, both for you and those around you. So your friends will say, geez, what happened to you,